Hey, it's me. I'm back. I just want to come through on Father's Day just to remind you that your Father in heaven is probably the first call you should make. You know, the world has it all upside down. Everything the world does is completely the inversion of truth. Okay, it's the counterfeit of truth. So the first thing we usually do is we call our Father on earth and we say, hey, Happy Father's Day. Wow, celebrate this. Okay, well, the first thing that someone who is dedicated to the spiritual life would do is to honor the Father in heaven. So the only thing your Father on earth can represent are the attributes of the Father in heaven, if that at all. So the idea here is we have to put the first things in first order. And that's what my last video was about. No, it was not investing in fiat and gold and switching from crypto, etc. I was using examples of how the human condition operates, and this is another example. Another example is that I'm saying is that we put everything in front of God and we expect to be blessed. We expect to be rewarded for poor behavior. And so people go to church on Sunday and they expect to be forgiven while they are willfully still committing sin in their heart. And that doesn't work in real life, and that's why there are so little and scarce demonstrations in what they call the body of Christ, because that's not the body of Christ. The body of Christ is not the congregation of people that meet together in a building and pretend that they're followers, okay? So this is a whole nother topic, a whole nother story, because God scans the heart, God reads the heart, God's not deceived, everything will be revealed. The whole idea here is that if your walk in what you call Christianity is not making you better as a whole individual, morally, spiritually, all of these things, then it's actually not working. And to the degree that you submit to fear in your life, to the degree that you submit to fear is the indicator of how well your walk with Christ is going. The more Christ-like you become, the less fearful you are. And fear is not always just a state of anxious worry. Fear is identification with unreal, temporal, tangible, material matter. Okay, that idea of fear is the first step to sin. It's the identification away from oneness into duality through the belief in two powers, good and evil. And that always shows up as a concrete formation of material substance, usually as a graven image that comes before our peace in our heart, to disrupt our peace in our heart, to lead us into temptation, into the wilderness as the prodigal son, off on a journey through the human reasoning mind, looking through the lens of the beliefs of this world and paying the uttermost farthing or consequence of that sin. That's the human condition. That's what I refer to in my previous video. Just like Yahushua spoke in one tongue that was taken all out of context, the same thing could be said about what I said about investing. Maybe I don't mean investing according to where you put your dollars in your currency. Maybe I mean investing as what you set your affection upon. Setting your affection upon top-down priorities, always in their proper order and place, is precisely what I was referring to. And today is the day where you should honor the Father. It is Father's Day. But see, every day is the day that the Lord hath created, and it's always Father's Day. So we are to say that our Father gets one day out of 365. One day. Just like we give our Father one day of the week, 1 hour of that sliver of that day in worship. That's the way of the world. That's what I'm referring to. And that's why I say people are terrible investors. Because they invest according to the beliefs of this world. They go along with the fashion of the day. The fashion. See, it's not fashionable. It's not fashionable to say that you believe in God anymore. It's not fashionable because science is the new God. Science is a demigod. It's a false God. Science is trying to leave the Creator out of the creation at every turn and calling itself complete. That's why it completely gets undone every few years and gets re-engineered, because it leaves the principal idea out. And without the principal idea, you lose yourself in a cloud of ignorance, superstition, error, illusion. And that's what we witness with our five senses. You don't have a money problem. You have an investment issue of where your affection is going towards. Everything is upside down. Everybody's taking their earthly father out to dinner or lunch today, or celebrating with a card and some love and some gifts and kindness. And they're not even recognizing that the word kindness itself doesn't even mean what they think it means. They're mistaking kindness for gentleness. Everything is confused. Kindness means likeness of. The likeness of the Father is the Son. It is the radiation of the qualities of man manifest. The fruits of the Spirit has nothing to do with a man in flesh and bone called Yahshua. It has to do with a principle that is forever present in all time space, that is like a bedrock of goodness that you can peg yourself to and demonstrate the fountain of life that is eternally pouring out all riches from heaven. But yet we invest like misers. Sunday, 1 hour of worship. One Father's Day a year, we worship the wrong Father. If you completely do the opposite of what the world tells you to do, and you live to your own tune, to your own beat, and you give the Father praise every day, maybe every 10 minutes of every morning when you first wake up, and you sow that honor and that dedication and that love, knowing that seek ye first the kingdom and all these things shall come unto you is not just a thing, it's actually a principle. And if you peg yourself to that principle, you get the rewards. The rewards of obedience. Servitude. Serve means to be, governed by. It means to be governed by. Do you want to be governed by the spiritual law that sets you free? Or do you want to be governed by the world that's completely upside down, twisted, and disgusted with itself? So it's Father's Day. Who's the Father? If you get that answer right in your heart, and that was the first call you made today, then you're in the right place and you invest wisely. And if you got up and you thought all about your earthly father, and that was the first thought on your mind, rest assured God is not mocked or deceived or fooled. God knows you are looking to the things of this world, including the ideas of men, worshiping graven statue, image, idols. Man in the flesh is not the man that God created. It's a dream. It's a simulation of the five human senses. God scans the heart qualities. The attributes of the heart are the manifestation of God. And that one man comes through everyone when they're aligned with their affection set upon the living Christ, the principal idea of spirit. That's the true Father's Day. And that's every day. And the world knew him not.